Welcome to the January developer sync of the Flatcar Container Linux project. This is the first time we're using our new YouTube account. So hello, new and existing viewers. And I will start sharing my screen so we can check the agenda. And I'll give the word to Cyan, who usually manages this meeting.
Should I share my screen?
I'll do it for you if.
Okay. Sure.
But you can share yours as well. I'm fine with both.
Okay, I'll share mine then.
Awesome.
Yeah. So hello everyone. So I'll start with the agenda. So the first on the list is our monthly contributions. Thanks to Thilo's work, we have a good set of a good report to share now. So here they are. So just going over to the metrics, we had contributions coming from the core team members as well as from the community. We had few Nebraska polls. I guess this was the one, right, Thilo?
Yeah, we had a contributor actually pinging us on metrics on some Nebraska updates. This contributor in particular has been very thorough, and he has a long history of contributions to Nebraska.
Right. Yeah. So this is popping up on Nebraska, and thank you, Marco, for the contributions. We have others as well, but in total, we had a good number of contributions over the last month. It has been a bit slow towards the vacation days, but yeah, we did have good number of contributions on the days we were working.
We even have a new contributor. So if you scroll up, it's first time we're looking at this, so we're not very. We have Michael who had his first commit go into our compatibility layer for CloudInit. Awesome.
Right. Thanks, Hilo. And next we have the discussion. So we had some, not a lot of discussions, but we had very good discussions, I would say. Two of them I would suggest is replacing Grub with system boot, and then the other opened up was the default update strategy one. So these are the two ones that we have open now. So if you want to put your thoughts in, to feel free to go over to those discussions on Flatcar discussion board to put your thoughts. And then over to the new issues. So yeah, on the new issues which are basically created between in the past month, we had to give a summary. We had 13 of them which were open, and 4 of them got closed as well. And in total, we had 17 of them which got created over the last month. This includes the security fixes. These are a few issues that were created on the Flatcar repo. Like one was this one, which was around, I guess, Rancher or something, where the person reported that the chemo, there has been some inconsistency in the chemo system x86-64. And then, yeah, then was few of the, one of the issues was this one, which Matthew handled. Let me open that up. Yes, so this was a big issue which Matthew handled. Do you want to share a few words, Matthew, on this?
Not so much. Expect that it should work correctly now.
Nice. And yeah, and we had a bunch of closures, mostly with the update of the packages. And I'll hand over the mic to Matthew for the advisory.
Yes, thank you, Cyan. Maybe you can continue to share your screen to show the advisory metrics. So this week it was pretty calm in the next days. So only a few new issues being open regarding the CVE. So we have core utils, GNU, TLS, OpenSSL with a small issue. And we have also the libssh with this vulnerability called Terrapin that impacts a lot of software. So yeah, this issue are going to be handled by the team in the next days to be ready for the next release. And yeah, other than that, we closed around 10 issues, 10 security issues since the last month. So yeah, that's pretty cool. And yeah, not sure if we should say something else. I'm checking the metrics. Yeah.
I think it's worth checking the planning board. So just basically to show where this is an issue, right? In itself, like all of the metrics are an issue, and it's great for getting an overview, but it's not so great for users to interact with the project. We have a planning board with a dedicated security tab that provides a pretty good overview. Maybe we have a quick look there as well.
Sure, we can probably look. I mean, we had a release going in, so when I'll be giving a demo up at the end with all the what went into the release, I can talk about what were the issues fixed,
Yeah,
security issues fixed.
sounds great.
Yeah, but in general, I think on the security side, it has been a bit on the lighter side, and there's no major thing to report. Yeah, Matthew, anything else?
No, all good on my side.
Cool. Yeah, and for the pull request metrics, we have a bunch of open PRs, so feel free to go through them. Uh, 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 to if you want to review. So in the last month we had a total of 50 being created and 37 were closed, which comprises of all the work through the all the repos, and this includes all the contributions as well, which Marco and Mikael did. So yeah, and finally the PRs closed, which is around the same thing. This is all the cumulative over the which were open before the time before the past month. So yeah, that's nothing major to report here. And over to the next part. So I'll hand over the mic to Thilo. Thilo, do you want me to continue sharing the screen?
Yeah, please do. There isn't much happening in the on the road view on the roadmap board. So we have a look. We have a number of SysExt items in progress. LTS 2023. We didn't branch that off yet, right?
We did.
So yeah, that makes sense. Okay. No, other than that, we continue pushing down the SysExt road. You'll hear from that in a second, and those are in progress. But I think the latest thing that we entirely closed was the Forex deprecation. Actually, that can go into the released column. That one
Mhm.
out.
Right, I'll move this up. Even LTS can move into the release because we have already done the release.
Yeah. Okay. Then yeah, let's move both.
Yes. One minute. Uh, Released. Yes. Interesting. I've moved it to the board. I think it would take some time to update.
Yeah.
Not sure.
No problem. Thank you.
Yeah. Cool. Anything else?
No, that's pretty much it.
Cool. Thank you, Tilo. Moving over to next, I'll hand over the mic to Johanan. I'll open the tab for you.
Yeah,
Uh,
thanks.
yeah.
So I'll start with the second item first, 1191, separating Bootstrap from provisioning and cluster API. I'm still working on a design proposal. This is a pretty beefy issue that's gonna take a long time to agree on with the community. So yeah, still work in progress. I will try to share a draft of the design proposal as soon as I can. Regarding system DCSext, Sayan, you wanted to give an update.
Yeah, so we have been working on it. Matthew already posted a PR, and I guess it's merged. This is for the cluster API OpenStack. I've been working on the Azure one. It's on the final bits. It was working. I added a test, but I need to do a test with the tilt. So I've been working with Matthews to get that to work, and hopefully I will create a PR soon for the CAPC. And the plan is I'll take over the CAPV over the next few weeks, and Matthew is planning to work on the AWS cluster API. And Adrian is also working on the Tinkerbell, and he tested the last release with all the channels, and it was working good. Uh, so yeah, that's the update from our end for the CAPI CSX work that we have been doing.
Thanks. Now that I think about it, there is actually a relationship between these two issues because while working on the design, I should be really careful to make sure that there is nothing in the new design that's going to prevent systemd sysx from working. So in general, if this is just generic ignition, then there shouldn't be any problem because the design is agnostic regarding the content of the ignition. But I don't know, just something as a note to self to keep in mind, just so that we don't shoot ourselves in the foot when working on the second issue. So yeah, that's it on my end.
Cool. Thank you, Anand. Next, I'll hand over to Kai. Uh,
Hello.
yeah.
Yeah, I will give a short overview about the system physics plans and works that's ongoing. So, what we ship now in alpha is that we yeah, use SysX for many parts of the OS already for bringing in Docker and containerd in a selectable way. And for the OEM updates, we have some follow-up items on the OEM updates where currently not in alpha, but we have it fixed in main is support for self-hosted Nebraska packages. That's true. And another issue is that proxy NFAs are not recognized anymore. That's another thing that we have to fix. And yeah, besides this, the current focus is on improving upstream. So what we want for /etc with systemd confx is that we have a mutable overlay mount instead of a read-only mount. That works for us for /USR, but not for /etc. So that's something that Krashmir picked up with this pull request ongoing. He will, I mean, you can talk about it yourself probably, but I want to quickly mention that we have other things also in the pipeline. So we want to have a way of defining inside the system uses extension image which services should be restarted, and we want to set this overlay up already from the init.rd so that we can, for example, bring in kernel modules and yeah, more intrusive changes as well that are taking effect at early boot. Okay, so maybe Krashmir something about your pull request.
Well, not much. It's working there, so I'm just waiting for another review from Leonard. He also so basically what I implemented so far was the minimum implementation that was compliant with the specification update that Tilo wrote. But Leonard also requested some command line flags, so I started adding that. But yeah, the current state of the pull request is something that could already be tested as if it's working. So right now, I'm not sure if we want to wait for me implementing those command line flags because I'm not sure if you are actually going to use them in Flatcar. or I should just backport those patches to Flatcar as they are right now, so without the command line flags.
Yeah, we first need the systemd update anyway in Flatcar, so maybe we
No,
can
yeah,
start working
yeah,
on that and then
yeah.
see what the final patch looks like.
All right, yeah. So it's still in progress. There are tests, they pass, so uh, it's usable already. Thanks.
I wonder. So regarding those command line flags, I wonder when we're at playing with the command line, anyways, if we could also implement if it would be a low hanging fruit to also implement the third configuration option for mutability. We now have the directories and soft links. And then the second option was a config file. I'm not talking about that. And the third option was command line flags to spawn it with some default.
Yeah.
I'm not sure if it's a low hanging fruit adding that since Leonard is asking, or
Leonard was basically asking for a flag where you can specify mutability mode, which so it's either it should be enabled.
Yeah.
So if the extension data is missing, the system would create it. Another mode would be like it's disabled, so even if extension data exists, it would be ignored. And another one would be like auto, so basically like detect what the situation is, so that would be like the default. And another one was like import, so basically use the extension data as a top lower tier. So the final merge file system would be still read only, and just use the extension data as another layer, as another lower tier. So it isn't all that complicated. I started implementing it, but there are like some special cases, and the code became to look like really messy. So I started like refactoring it. So yeah, you can actually navigate it easier because like those flags were like adding more and more complicated edge cases and stuff. So it was becoming like a bit unreadable.
Okay, gotcha.
Yep. So I guess that is everything on the SysX front. Unless Sky has something to add.
Yeah, that's it.
Okay.
Cool. Thank you, Kai. Thank you, Kajimir. So finally, we'll jump off to the release planning. Yeah. Yeah. So talking of, so we did we for the first release of the year, we did major release for all the channels, alpha, beta, and stable. This we shipped kernel 6.6 to alpha. Then the security issues are primarily these. So we had update for session video details, Intel microcode, OpenSSL, TLS, and curl, and there are a few others probably towards the end of the list. But yeah, these are the packages that got updated for security CVs. Um, yeah, there has been a bunch of SysX work, and yeah, there's a deprecation coming in. We have added a note in our release notes, as well as there's a blog that Thilo posted, I guess. Yeah, do read about the deprecation notice and do changes in your systems accordingly. Uh, and yeah, these are the security patches again. Um, and the SSM fix that got was reported and got fixed in alpha, and yeah, that's mostly it. We have been, as I mentioned, the team has been working on the CSX front and like mostly CSX front, and like Dongsu has been working on the update URS, and Another thing to report here is we also have an update for Grub, and now that I mentioned in one of the previous developer things that we won't club the system D update, so now we will be pushing ahead for the next system D update. Uh, from probably next week, we'll start working on it to get the latest system D out. And we have a release planned for beginning of February. So we have a couple of things going out there as well. And that's mostly it. I think this was, we did not have a developer sync meeting before, but then I guess this was the last 12th December release was covered in the office hours. But yeah, that's mostly it from the release planning side as well. Anything else that you folks want to discuss or talk about? I take that as a no. If nothing else, we can probably drop off. Thank you everyone for joining. I'll hand over the mic to Thilo for the ending note comments.
Thanks everybody, and thanks Cyan for driving the meeting. Good work, folks. See you in the office hours in February.
Okay, see you. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Thanks. Bye bye.